Hi, hello, how are you? Good morning, happy Tuesday. I don't think that I've started this vlog yet because I didn't do like any reading last week. Side note, look at my nails. My nail tech did such a good job. I love them so much. I didn't get to see her at my appointment the last like 2 weeks ago because my car had been like breaking down, but I finally got to go see her and I'm just in love with these. But after finishing Tower of Dawn, I had taken a little break, was waiting for my sister to catch up, and then just over the weekend did not really do any reading. I was trying so hard to finish that sweater, which I did finish. I just went and grabbed it, so I'm going to show you. This is the sweater. This is for my cousin's wife, Stephanie. She is a Hufflepuff. It came out so much better last time. The sleeve hole was like way down here and I just couldn't give it to her that way, but it is finished and I love it so much. I made one for myself years ago. It was the very first one that I made and I'm kind of wanting to remake it. This yarn is really like soft and comfortable, but I think I need to take a bit of a break from this and maybe I will do it for myself in the fall, but this is finally done. So because that I have been working on that so much and I didn't have an audiobook for Kingdom of Ash, I just haven't been reading it at all in the last few days, but my Audible subscription just re-upped yesterday and I took the day off because I just had the most anxiety about going into work and it was making me feel just nauseous and sick. And so I called in. I just really badly needed a mental health day. Unfortunately, I had already been kind of behind last week. I was off Friday. It was my scheduled Friday off. And then taking Monday off, I came back to 444 emails. It's 8:50. I'm down to 330. That's not answering all of them. That's just kind of filtering what needs a response and what goes into like which of my folders on my email. But I took yesterday off. My Audible credit came back around, so I used that for Kingdom of Ash and now I'm over halfway through. I spent like all day listening to it on 2.5 speed basically, and I'm on chapter 68, which is part 2, page 589. So much has happened. It's so good. I know that like people either really love Sarah J Maas or they hate her, and there's a lot of people who are like just like, oh, you just read fairy porn, and Throne of Glass is not that. A Court of Thorns and Roses isn't even really that until like the 4th book, until Silver Flames. Like there's a little bit of stuff that happens between Feyre and Tamlin in the first couple of books, and then there's some scenes between her and Rhys when they find out that they're mates, but it's just quick judgment and people who I feel like to put opinions out on the internet to be controversial and be against what everybody else wants to enjoy. But there's not that much of that in Throne of Glass. And I was talking to my sister about this. I saw that Sarah J Maas had started Throne of Glass when she was 16, so of course she wasn't writing sex scenes then. Like I hadn't even had sex at that point. I wouldn't have known what to describe. It would have been anything that I'd maybe seen on TV or clips in movies. So it's so good. It's so wild to me how like we just had a character from the first book, Nox, one of the assassins that was in the competition with her, didn't even last the full book, gets brought back, and you find out that like this whole time he's been a rebel working towards her cause. He didn't even know that he was like training alongside this queen that he has been waiting to come back. And I just really admire an author being able to do that, to plant all of these little seeds along the way and then harvest them at just the right moment. It's so good. So where I am currently, Aedion has been stripped of his title as the general. It's been given to his second in command, and he has just kind of been like, this is my final order, call for aid. Like Aelin is supposed to be the only person who can, but he is asking them call for aid. And so the call rings out to Manon, and she has just been crowned the like witch queen and managed to bring the Krakens over to her side, and they have all vowed to fly with her and see her as their queen. And Manon says that she will fight for Terrasen, and they all like chime in and say that they will follow her. And it's so good, and there's so much that's already happened that I feel like I can't explain it. Everything that happens with Aelin is just so heartbreaking, and her bond with Fenrys, I am so glad that Rowan didn't like freak out and lose his mind over it and be a territorial Fae bastard. He understood that what they went through together was very traumatic and harrowing, and that they are obviously going to have some sort of bond that he won't understand because he wasn't there. No matter how hard, you know, Aelin tries to describe it to him, Fenris tries to describe it to him, he will just not understand. And there is a moment where he gets kind of upset because Fenris is like, hey, just, you know, give her some time. And he's like, I know my wife. And he's like, dude, yes, but you weren't there. You don't know what they did to her and what it has like caused her and why she is acting the way that she is. I'm just trying to tell you, like, give her some space. And Rowan does see that eventually, and poor Fenris. I love their relationship so much, and again, I know what happens, and so I'm just dreading what is coming up next. I still have like 400 pages left of this book, which is wild, but I'm so glad that it's so long because I'm not ready for it to be over. I'm annoyed with Adian and Lysandra and their back and forth and just being shitty to each other, and ready for them to just get together already. It's so good. I'm enjoying it so much. I'm working on the tapestry for my husband now for his Valentine's Day gift. I have to finish that by Friday, so I'm gonna like count how many lines I have left to do and divide it and figure out, okay, I need to do this many today, this many Wednesday, this many Thursday to finish it, and I just need to get it done. And then I'm gonna work on my Tina project. I'm so excited for that, and I'm just really excited to be doing something for myself. But I will go and I will update you when I have made more progress on Kingdom of Ash. I'm gonna listen to it tonight while I work on the tapestry. I don't think I'll finish it tonight because I still have 400 pages, but I'm hoping to make good progress and definitely finish it this week. I just reread chapter 90 in Kingdom of Ash, which is when the 13 I want to cry. Oh my god. When the 13 go through their yielding. And I am like shaking. I don't know how reading goes for other people, but the way scenes play out in my head is so intense. So greater than like anything I've witnessed in movies. The only other, I will say, like, one of the only times that I have felt the same intensity in a movie that I was watching that I do when I read is the Battle of Hogwarts, when McGonagall, I think it's Peertotum Locomotum, I'm not 100% sure, when she says the spell that brings down those stone guys from the castle, and she says, Mound, the castle is in danger, man the boundaries, do your duty, do your school. That like 5 minutes of scene where they're sending up the flares to create the shield, the soldiers are marching, the heavy stone, like that's one of the only times that I get such an intense feeling from movies. And even though I've seen the movies hundreds of times, every time I see that scene, it makes me feel that way, whether I'm like here at home, at the gym, I've gone to theaters when they've re-aired them and seen it a couple times before. That's one of the only times that I've had such an intense reaction other than when I'm reading. And I feel like that's why I enjoy it so much, is because of the way that the scenes play out in my head is so great. It's so magical. And it's so sad. And that's why I kind of put off reading the book a little bit, because I knew what was going to happen. And I know that there's still at least one more major character that dies that I'm just not ready for. But this is why I love reading so much. Like, I don't get teared up at movies. I don't really get that emotional. I got emotional when I watched Charlie St. Cloud, but that's really it. Like, ugh, so good, so good. I don't know if I'm gonna finish this tonight. It's Wednesday. It's like 9 o'clock, I think. But it's so good. So I'm on page 755 of like, so I think I still have like 250 pages left. So I don't know if I'll be able to finish it tonight or if I'm just gonna push through and try to. But RIP to the 13. It's just so good. So good. Good morning, happy Sunday. I am on my way to Starbucks to finish Kingdom of Ash because I still have not finished it. I haven't done any reading since Wednesday, and it's Sunday. When my husband's home, I just don't do a lot of reading, but also I've just been putting off the ending of this book. Like, that's the truth of it. I know what's gonna happen. I know, like, everything wraps up nicely, but there were some character deaths that I just was like, I cannot relive. So I've been putting it off. But I really want to just finish this tonight, today, and kind of move on. It's the 16th, and this is the only thing I've read this month, and that's a little bit disappointing to me. So I'm gonna finish this today, hopefully. I have to go to the grocery store after this. I want to go to Barnes & Noble to pick up a couple of books. I want to get a copy of The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune. Throne of Secrets, I think is what it's called, from Carrie Maniscalco. And then I think that there was one other book that I wanted to pick up. I can't remember. I went to Barnes & Noble yesterday and there was like 50 teenagers in there and they were being so loud, and I'd forgotten my gift cards anyway, so I just turned around and left, and I was like, I'll come back another day. It's not meant to be. But I will update you when I have finished Kingdom of Ash. I'm not ready, but I'm ready. Hello, it is a little bit later. I'm home. I did not end up going to the grocery store. I read right up until 2:30, and then I came home to wake Skylar up so that he could go to work. I also have a cold sore, or like a blister inside my mouth, and it's making it really hard to talk, but I finished. I loved it so much. I really loved this reread, doing it with my sister, and just getting to experience this story again. I mentioned this several times before, Throne of Glass for the first time in 2017, so it has been quite a while, and there was so much that I forgot. There were a lot of main characters that I knew were going to die. Not a lot, but characters that I knew were going to die. One of them that I had completely forgotten was Murtagh, who is Ren Alsbrook's grandfather. And he was like one of Adian's father figures, and it was just, that one was really, really sad. Like, I was texting my sister as I was in Starbucks, and I was like, no, I forgot about Murtagh. And I was like, I cannot cry in the Starbucks, but I was welling up. It was super emotional, and that's why I'd been putting it off. I just knew, like, all the sad things that were going to come. Gavriel dying, doing it for Adian being like literally finally ready to accept him, to have him in his life, and to like build a life with Lysandra, and him planning to have Gavriel there. And it's sad to think that potentially Gavriel didn't think that that was something that could happen, and so he was like, I will just lay my life down for you now, and hopefully you will like forgive me. And I think Adian had kind of not already forgiven him, but wanted to have him in his life. It was just really, really sad. And then Aelin giving him the blood oath, and the little folk coming. There was just so much of it that I loved so much. It was so good, and I'm so happy that most of our characters got a really happy ending. They mentioned the 13 over and over and over again, and every time it happened, And I just felt like I got the wind knocked out of me over and over again, thinking about them and thinking about Manon getting to go to the wastes. Ansel told her, I'll give you back your land, you know? And there's a moment in the end where Aelin has accepted her crown. She's about to go out in front of the city, and she calls up all of the women who helped her: Elide, Manon, Irene, Nesrin, Hussar, Borte, all of them, Lysandra, Evangeline. And it's such a great moment where you don't realize like how female driven the story is, how many queens became queens because of like Aelin's sacrifices and everything that she did, and helping them realize like their own power. It was so great. I loved it. I don't know what I'm gonna read next. My sister's having a book hangover. She is like just thinking about the characters, and I was like, you can dive right into ACOTAR, and like I think that would kind of help a little bit, but I don't want to reread ACOTAR. I read it last year, and I reread Crescent City last year, and I don't think that even if like a new Crescent City 4 book comes out, or I don't think if anything from CC came out or ACOTAR that I would do another big reread. It just isn't necessary. But I will probably look up some like animations as she's reading through them, just to kind of relive a little bit what she's going through. Didn't go to Barnes & Noble, didn't go grocery shopping. I will probably go do that tomorrow. I'm supposed to have lunch with my mom at Chili's, and then Barnes & Noble is in the shopping center right across from it, so I think I will go there and then go grocery shopping. I do have stuff for dinner tonight. I'm just so exhausted. I don't know what it is. Like, I am so tired. I just want to stay home and do nothing. I'll run short errands tomorrow and then come home as well, so I will update you when I have decided what I'm gonna read next. Hello, happy Sunday. Oh, it's actually Monday. I have off today for President's Day, and so it's been throwing me off all day, but I had lunch with my mom earlier, which was really nice. And then I went and ran a bunch of errands, as you would have seen from the little like vlog portion of this. I went to Target to get a new wallet because the one that I have I just feel like is too bulky. I had to return some stuff at Michael's and get some dowel rods for my husband's Valentine's Day gift. I just pinned it up, so I don't want to take it down again, but I'll put a picture up right here of what it looks like. I'm really proud of this. It only took me like 4 or 5 days, and it seemed like he really liked it. It's Princess Mononoke. We have like a poster up on our wall of it, and then he has her tattooed on his arm in like an American traditional style. So that's why I made it for him. And then I did an Amazon return and went to Barnes & Noble. That's kind of out of order, but I wanted to show you the books that I got at Barnes & Noble. I think 3 of them I technically already showed you. One of them that I didn't was Children of Anguish and Anarchy by Tomi Adeyemi. I just saw that this is being made into a Netflix series. I read the first one, absolutely loved it. I bought the second one like right after it came out, and I just haven't read it for some reason. I'm not really sure why, but when I saw that they were going to be making a Netflix series, I was like, okay, I need to finish that series, read the trilogy. And when I was at Barnes & Noble, I saw this, and it is just stunning. It's got sprayed gold edges with like this leaf filigree on them. So I definitely want to make sure that I get to the second and third book. I'll probably put them on my March TBR. Oh, the pages have like an outline that matches. That's really cool. So this was one of them that I purchased, and then I got The Bones Beneath My Skin by TJ Klune, which I have already read. I got an arc of this on NetGalley and I loved it, but it came out like 2 weeks ago, and so I wanted to make sure that I bought a physical copy to go with the rest of his books that I have. And then this was kind of last minute. I got A Study in Drowning by Ava Reed. Originally I wanted to get The Crimson Road by AJ Slater. She wrote The Briar Book of the Dead, which I read last October, I think, and really enjoyed, and I just couldn't find it. And I love the stenciled edges on this. I think that they are so stunning, and when I purchased this, the girl at the cash register told me that the second book is going to be coming out from the male character's perspective. Not like a Twilight thing where she just redid this story in his perspective, but it's supposed to be a new storyline from him, and that Barnes & Noble will be doing this as well, the exclusive edition, so that's really cool. I think I don't normally face books out, but I do think that this is one of them that I'm gonna turn around, and makes me want to have 2 copies so that I can have one this way and one this way, but after I read it I don't mind if it's this way, so I will definitely buy the second one when it comes out. And last I got Throne of Secrets by Carrie Maniscalco. This is book 2 to Throne of the Fallen, which I believe this is from Envy's perspective, and I want a book from every brother, truly. The first series is from Wrath's perspective. This has been from Envy's. I would read one from Sloth, Greed, from everybody, and I really love this cover. I think that it is stunning. I can't remember if I got the first book in the pink or if I bought it in just the regular title, but I got this one. And I'm currently just crocheting right now. Tonight I'm going to start Somewhere Beyond the Sea by TJ Klune. I really love his writing. I loved The House in the Cerulean Sea, and I'm hoping that reading this is going to keep me from slumping after Kingdom of Ash, which when I was at Barnes & Noble, there was a girl there who was picking up Kingdom of Ash, and I asked her, I was like, is this your first time? Like, you're gonna read that today? And she said yes, and that she's been like loving the series, and I told her that I had just finished it the day before, and that I was like, my sister is slumping, I don't know what I'm going to read, but I'm going to go with this. I'm really hoping that, because I loved the first one so much, that this is going to be really strong and keep me from not wanting to read. It's also already the 17th, and I've only read like 1 graphic novel, I think, and Kingdom of Ash, so hopefully I can finish this in like 2 or 3 days. I'm not really sure. And then crochet wise, I'm working on a new tapestry. You can't really tell what it is. Well, you can actually kind of tell that this is a hand with a pen mark, with like a pen holding it. These are going to be scissors, and these are just markers. I'll put a picture up right here of what it's supposed to be. This is Tina from Bob's Burgers as the Lo-Fi Girl. I don't know if you've ever seen who the Lo-Fi Girl is supposed to be, but she's the cover art of a lot of like lo-fi playlists, and this artist that I follow on Instagram, Tina TBH, I think, I will put it in the description. She drew this and I absolutely love it. Bob's Burgers is my favorite show. I watch it every single night. I have pretty bad anxiety, and if I don't have a show playing, my like thoughts just keep going and I can't get to sleep, and Bob's Burgers is one that I've seen so many times that I can just fall asleep to it. So I turned her artwork into a crochet tapestry, and I'm working on it right now. This is her like sweater, and then this is her hand. It came out really, really well on the like pixel art that I did. So this is what I'm gonna be working on for this month. I never make anything for myself. I'm always working on things for other people. So I'm trying to change that. I'm trying to make more things for myself. So I'm gonna go, and I actually think that I'll end this here. So thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, comment down below. Let me know how your February has been. We had a really nice Valentine's Day. I had the best steak for dinner that night. It was so good, and it was kind of expensive. It was like $40, but I would eat it every single night. And my husband got me Poetry for Neanderthals, a game which is from like a YouTube channel that we watch a lot. It's just been a really great month. I'm feeling a little funky today, I think because I'm gonna start my period in a couple days. Overall, it's been a really great month. So I will see you in the next one. Bye.